Okay, my name's James Hockley. I'm going to do a quick video for collaboratemusic.com. It's just about how I use the iPad to come up with ideas whilst I'm out and about. Okay, here we go. So you can see my folder here is full of musical apps. I'm going to start off with Audio Bus. Now, Audio Bus lets you route audio in between applications. So I'm going to go and select my output application to be Cubasis. I always use Cubasis as my main like sort of central hub for all the audio stuff when I'm on the iPad. Blank session there. It's flipped me back to Audio Bus so I can just add an input device. I'm going to choose Funkbox. I'm going to start off with some drums. Here's Funkbox here. Now I've already got a pattern in here, which just uses a hi-hat and a clap and a kick drum. Now I've actually got Cubasis set up in the setup window here. This is my Cubasis screen. There's my Audio Bus. Rid of him there. Okay, I'm swapping back out again now. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, so main Cubasis screen. Set me up a track already for Funkbox up the top there, because it's the Audio Bus does that for you. I've also set up over here on the right hand side the MIDI section. Synchronize send MIDI clock is actually on, so that means that Funkbox is going to receive MIDI information, which I can check from settings here, MIDI routing, and you can see it's receiving cool MIDI inputs from Cubasis on there. Okay, so that means when I play on the transport and Audio Bus over here on the right hand side, it's going to play Funkbox for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've already got the track lined up there. I'm just going to record them individual sounds at a time. So as I say, I've already programmed this little beat up here. You do that into the pattern edit window here. Standard step sequencer editing on that. Go back to the main panel there. So I'm going to just do the kick drum. Play it now. Just the kick drum. I've muted everything else in the center there on the part mixer and the drum machine. So I'm going to put Cubasis into record. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm going to jump back to Cubasis, and it will see what it's done there. Perfect. Okay. So take a bar of that, and you can just do copy, paste, and then bring it back. Or if you have the playhead, that side of it, paste it, just paste it in next time for it. Now, what I'm going to do now is just add another audio track, but I'm going to use the inspector on the side over here. On the routing, I'm going to choose Audio Bus, and it will let me choose any app that's in Audio Bus that I've got set up. So in this case, Funkbox. I'm going to go back to Funkbox over here, and using the Audio Bus switch panel, enable my clap, put Cubasis into record again. Okay, back to Cubasis. I've got a clap sound. Again, we'll just make that a bar, drag it back, copy, paste, paste, paste. 4 bars of clap sound. Now you might hear that the front end of that kick drum is missing slightly. I won't worry about too much about that. We'll just come up with ideas on this thing. Well, this is not going to make the final version. Obviously, when you get it into Logic or you get into Pro Tools, you can chop the bass drums up and put them into the right, make it so it hasn't missed the front off of it. Just for this purpose of this video, I'm not going to worry about that for too much. So we need another audio track. We need to select the input again, Audio Bus, Funkbox. Make sure it's the only one in record. Switch back to Funkbox, enable the hi-hat, play it, it's just a check, there we go, record, Okay, back to Cubasis, and there we have our hi-hat. Okay, so let's just copy, paste, paste, paste on that, and now I don't need Punkboxing anymore, so I'm going to eject it from Audio Bus. I might put something else in. Let's put the DXI synthesizer in there. It's quite a good little synth. A little sequencer. So when we play Cubasis, that triggers that as well, because again Cubasis is sending out its MIDI sync signal. Let's just pop in something in here. Oh, interesting sound. Going to change that sound quickly. Lower down than that, I think. Try that. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so got the Cubasis. I'm going to add another audio track, and I'm going to just put in another audio bus. Choose DXI. Make sure it's in record. Back to DXI. Okay, and let's record that into Cubasis. Okay, back to Cubasis. There's our bass line. Now, so put back into Audio Bus again and just eject that again now. Don't need that anymore. Okay, so let me just pull that across to there, pull that back. Because now you can play around with it. Now it's in audio, you can play around and see what you come up with. That's what I wanted there. Okay, so let's copy and paste that across there. Copy, paste. Now we've got our bass line in there as well. So now we've got all that. That's obviously all in audio. So I always try and keep everything in audio if I'm using external apps, just because it seems to be more reliable to me on the iPad. You can do, as I say, with the inter-app audio stuff, you can do MIDI externally and things like that. But it has a tendency on my iPad anyway to stop working, and it just gets really annoying. So I just ended up using Audio Bus and routing everything back through and putting it into audio. Then you know it's definitely going to play. Then you never have to save anything on this app; it automatically saves everything for you, which is a great thing as well. Okay, so now we're going to just ignore the fact that we've got Audio Bus running in the background and get a little MIDI track in here, and we'll just do something with a MIDI sound from inside Cubasis itself. So we've got a few synths in here. Go to instruments. You can see we have the inter-app audio stuff at the top. I've got three apps on here that support inter-app audio. Two of them I've already used, but not as an inter-app audio app, if you see what I mean. So that's what I want. Disco bass. Microlog. Tap on there. You can see Microlog's interface here. It's pretty good. Does the business. And then we'll just get a keyboard up. Okay, so let's just. Okay, so we just play that there. So that does the business here. Let's keep the chorus on there. Let me play that on there. Okay, let's just do that. Let's call the keys up. Latency on this is quite weird because it's airplaying across to my screen on my computer, so it's got a bit of a weird latency thing going on, which isn't normally there when you're actually playing it on when it's actually on the iPad itself. Let's just see if we can get that recorded in. I can always move the notes around. Double tap on here, you get a standard. Just select everything on there. Select all. Oop. Quantize. Actually, the blotches up at the bottom. Let's just resize this region here, and we'll just copy that, paste it. Good little mixer as well down here. You can mix around the sounds as well. You also get effects you can put on here as well. So it comes with an EQ already on there, which you can obviously drag around with your finger, which is pretty cool. but you can add an effect, and you get lots of different effects, filters, delays. You can't unfortunately automate them on here, but they're pretty good at getting a general idea. I don't tend to use them all that much because I tend to take everything. I get the idea in my head. It's more about getting the ideas in your head and then putting them forwards, taking them out, and putting them onto your main audio workstation. So that's the idea you get from there. Now, to get them out onto your audio workstation, when you've got it all done and you're happy with the idea and you want to take it out and work on it some more on your audio workstation, Pro Tools or Logic or whatever it is you use, Cubase even. Cubase files, you can actually export this directly out and load these straight into Cubase. I don't use Cubase myself, I use Logic or I use Pro Tools. So what you have to do to get the files out as individual files is you have to hit the media button in the top corner, do a mix down, and then right at the top is create mix down, and it gives you the option of doing it as WAV, an M4A, FLAC file, MIDI files, all that kind of stuff. Includes effect tails, and then you just do separate files for tracks, start, and it renders them out for you. Now the way it does it to get it back onto the computer is actually really clever. All you do is you hit up in that top right hand corner, you hit the setup button, you get to this window here, and in the bottom left hand corner you'll see you have a little button called Wi-Fi server. I'm going to turn that on now like that, and we're going to go and open a Safari window. I've already typed in the address there. You can see it's the same address on there, and when we hit enter on here, it comes up with this window here, which allows me to import any of the parts I can see. I'm looking right inside the app here on the iPad, so I'm going to go to mix down, and there's all my parts just on there. So I have to right click each one and download a linked file, and that's how you get them all on there. You have to unfortunately do them one by one. You can't select them all. These tick boxes don't work, and you can't just do a whole select all. They're just for deleting the files, but that's how you do that on there, which is pretty clever. And that's how I use my iPad to come up with ideas when I'm bits and pieces when I'm out and about, and transfer it back onto my computer again. There'll be a sample pack that goes along with this. I'm going to add a few more bits and pieces to this track, and then we'll put a pack up on the website. But get yourselves over to collaboratemusic.com and check it out. We'll see you soon.